This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 18th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. This is a bummer of news. Out at Sandy Point State Park, the Anne Arundel County SPCA has put on the Lights on the Bay as a giant fundraiser for several years now, and over the weekend, one of their heron displays was stolen. It was part of a pair, and the two herons had been together for 25 years. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources Police are looking into it. They're looking at video footage to see if they can identify who may have taken it. And based on some commenters on our Facebook page, All Annapolis, one commenter said that they did see both of them on Saturday night, and another confirmed on Sunday night that there was only one, and he had actually a picture to show only the single heron. So it probably happened sometime between Saturday and Sunday, and the display is open from 5 to 10 p.m. every single day through January 1st. If anybody knows anything, if anybody has seen anything, please contact the SPCA of Anne Arundel County or the Maryland Department of Natural Resources Police with that information. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Lights on the Bay, we did do a podcast with them, so you might want to check out the Maryland Crabs podcast for that. If you need to see a picture of what the display looks like, head on over to eyeonannapolis.net. We do have a picture of the missing heron. Early yesterday morning, the Annapolis Police Department responded to the Robinwood community in the 1300 block of Tyler Avenue for a food delivery driver that was attacked by 3 juveniles. According to the police, the male food delivery driver was making a delivery when a juvenile female grabbed the food out of his car without paying. He got out to approach her. She was joined by another juvenile female, and they called a third juvenile male who came out, grabbed the victim, and punched him in the head. The 2 females punched the victim in the face while the male suspect held him down. They took his eyeglasses as well as money from his pockets. When the victim tried to get away, they picked up a metal chair and hit the victim in the chest with it. He was finally able to get away and call the police. Police did respond. They arrested 2 female suspects, 16 years old and 17 years old, both from Annapolis. They were charged on juvenile citations and released to their guardians. The male suspect was not located. Yet another incident of a group of juveniles attacking a person. Had quite a few of those in the last couple weeks. Maryland Attorney General Brian Frosh has announced that the surrogacy group is no longer in business in Maryland, and he has issued a final order against Greg Blosser, who is the owner, and the surrogacy group, saying that they sold surrogacy services to consumers for tens of thousands of dollars and didn't provide the promised services. It's a permanent injunction that will put them out of business. They do have a $1.4 million fine to pay, as well as returning all the monies it collected from consumers. I don't know whether they're going to collect it because the owner of the surrogacy group was arrested by the FBI and charged with federal wire fraud earlier this year, and that case is still pending before the U.S. District Court in D.C. Now, if you want to go take a look at the Maryland Crabs podcast, we did speak to the Center for Surrogate Parenting, which is not this company, and we actually discussed what to look for in a legitimate surrogate organization. So head on over to the Maryland Crabs podcast and give that a listen. County Executive Stuart Pittman is at it again. It is almost budget time, so he is getting ready to have 7 different town hall meetings on the budget to find out what you want him to be budgeting. They all start after the new year, and really quickly running down the dates, District 1, which is Councilwoman Sarah Lacey, that's going to be Tuesday, January 7th at Lyndale Middle. District 2 will be Allison Picard on Thursday, January 16th at Old Mill High School. District 3 will be Councilman Nathan Volke on Wednesday, January 22nd at Northeast High. District 4 will be Councilman Andrew Pruski on Thursday, January 23rd at Arundel High. Then District 7 would be Jessica Hare on Tuesday, January 28th at Southern High School. District 5 Councilwoman Amanda Fiedler on Wednesday, January 29th at Severna Park Middle. And finally, Councilwoman for District Number 6, Lisa Rodvian, and that will be determined at a later date. We don't have a date or a place for that just yet. So if you want to have input into the county budget, there are 7 opportunities coming up for you. Speaking of opportunities, if you would like to work for the US Census Bureau, they are hiring. They're hiring a lot of temporary employees to take care of the 2020 census. And actually, the US Census Department is the largest employer in the country while they are taking that census every 10 years. Kind of an interesting fast fact. Mainly the positions are for clerical and census-taking positions, and the jobs pay between $20 and $23 an hour, and you are eligible for reimbursement for work-related mileage and other expenses. They do give preference to U.S. Armed Service veterans who are honorably discharged, but they're open to all citizens 18 and older with a valid Social Security number, registration with the U.S. Selective Service System. All applicants must have an email account and access to a computer and the internet. And if you want to sign up, get more information, go to recruitment.2020census.gov. And finally, one of the coolest stories out of Southgate Elementary School up in Glen, Burnie. They asked some second graders to write letters to Santa, and the principal found this one just to be absolutely adorable, and I have to agree with it too. It's dated December 6, 2019, and it says, "Dear Santa, I love the gifts you gave me last Christmas. I've been a little bit bad this year, actually. I've been bad at school and at home. I drive my mom crazy sometimes. I'm fine if you give me a box of coal. You should see my report card. I could do a little better, and I think you would too. Merry Christmas." You gotta love the honesty of a child. All right, that wraps it up for the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. If you are someplace you can give us a rating or a review, please do that. It would be a wonderful Christmas present to us. Also, let your friends and family and colleagues know about us. Other than that, hang tight. George Young is standing by with your local DMV weather forecast, and he'll be here in just 1 minute.
Hi, this is Kevin Canale,
Michael Sanderson,
the host of the Maryland Association of Counties official podcast, the Conduit Street Podcast.
We like to talk Maryland policy and Maryland politics. That's what we're all about.
Why counties? Well, look at the stuff we do. Education, public safety, environment, taxes, all the areas that people care about. Counties care about that too.
So our podcast is for counties, but it's also for anyone out there who's interested in talking about public policy.
Absolutely. We did a whole episode on Uber and Airbnb and new disruptive technologies.
Right. We've been covering school funding debate, probably in more depth than anybody else out there. We've talked about President Trump's tax reform, redistricting lawsuits, cleaning up the Chesapeake Bay, all that kind of stuff. It's part of our beat. Why do we call it Conduit Street? Well, that's where we are. That's who we are. You Annapolitans on this podcast, you know it as that street right over there by Chicken Ruth's. Now that's an Annapolis institution. We want to be too. That's our headquarters, and it's sort of our brand.
You can listen to the Conduit Street podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Catch us on Fridays and get a roundup of policy and politics from right here in Annapolis and around Maryland.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, December 18th. Yesterday was another dreary December day across the Annapolis region, and today will only be marginally better despite sunny skies, as cold air in the 37 to 43 degree range keeps the chill in place, and that will feel more like 30 to 35 degrees due to breezy winds gusting to 20 to 25 miles per hour at times. And though winds will back off a bit on Thursday, the cold air will get even colder, with high temps only 30 to 36 degrees across all of Anne Arundel County, with Friday lows in the upper teens to mid-20s before sunny highs near 40. Then comes some slight warming over the weekend with a fair amount of sunshine each day, pushing highs back up into the 40s. As for next week and the big Christmas holiday, the expectation is for dry skies and temps in the mid-40s to maybe near 50, which unfortunately at this point means virtually no chance of a white Christmas in 2019 as we start to wind down the decade and head into the 2020s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Dirty house? Call a spouse. That's right. Facts are, men don't always listen when it comes to cleaning the house. Spouses Cleaning Houses does. They clean almost anything. Fridge, oven, tub, showers, walls, porches, floors, ceilings, carpets, upholstery, tables, counters, pictures, mirrors, lights, fans, windows. They even take out the trash. Spouses Cleaning Houses has more than 13 years experience maintaining sparkling clean homes in and around Annapolis with respect and dedication. The friendly and flexible cleaning professionals at Spouses listen, understand, and act to meet nearly all your cleaning requests. For that breath of fresh air, clean feel, call a spouse at 410-571-9428 or at spousescleaninghouses.com. Just in time for your summer get-togethers, they're offering a spectacular summer savings. 20% off your your first cleaning. That's right, save 20%. Just call a spouse, 410-571-9428, or at spousescleaninghouses.com. Spouses Cleaning Houses. Men may not listen. The spouses do.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.